talking to Peter Berman last night. He saw the 13th Amendment, the documentary. He saw it, and he says, dude, I feel like an asshole. He said, I had no idea we did what we did.
Yeah.
He said, I didn't know that they were rounding black folks up and still keeping slavery going. And I said, yeah, Jim Crow, hello. Everything was still going on. And he said, but I didn't know. I said, of course you didn't know, because it wasn't put in your history books. You weren't taught that in high school. Hell, I wasn't taught. I had to go find it. And that's it. That we had those discussions, you would find out so much more, and people would probably be able to deal with things a little bit better.
Well, and I think also if the discussion and the history books that they're using in the schools were more honest, then we wouldn't necessarily have the problem with quote unquote fake news, because that's the problem with the internet, I think, is that people like to say, oh yeah, there's so much information out there. I'm reading it, and most people who have any clue about what's going on do know that not all of the information on the internet is equal.
Mm-hmm. Well, the one guy, what's his name that Megyn Kelly talked to? I mean,
Alex
Jones. Yeah, she sat and gave him airtime, and this dude puts out fake news, and our president listens to this jackass and gets information from him.
It's ridiculous.
He listens to him.
The
guy said the Sandy Hook didn't happen, and they believed it.
I just wanted to conclude my monologue from before, because I know it could go in a weird direction and people could take it the wrong way. I don't want to. I don't want to
in favor of the conquering hordes.
I don't want to be in favor of the conquering hordes, but I think that we can't live in a mental la-la land where we are all at peace with every other country and we never fight, because things happen and we have to protect our own interests at times too. And that doesn't always mean we're bad guys. That's not to try and make it okay to do bad things, but then sometimes as a country we got to make some tough decisions.
Sometimes you do bad things for good reasons.
Where you end up having problems when you disrespect people's cultures, when you disrespect, you go over and you set. You treat people a certain way. You can't just, you can't wave everything with a broad brush, and we don't do it. And then, because we have arrogance in this country. One thing about that white boy, he likes to go over into other countries and disrespect them, and then next thing you go, oh man, what happened?
I never.
Yeah. And they just think, why would they do it? Because you go over and you disrespect them. I'm sorry that kid died in North Korea. Okay, but hopefully he did not go over there and steal something. Why would you? My thing is, why are you going to North Korea in the first place when you know this dude's an idiot? If you got a guy like this, knowing the first guy he's going to look to get, oh, you're American? White boy?
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
When people go hiking and decide, I'm going to go hiking in Afghanistan.
Yeah. I mean,
I get it. Runyon Canyon can be overcrowded, but there's a middle ground.
Right. And then we didn't know we were over here. And okay,
All for that story. So you could go to a dinner party and be like, so we were in the mountains of Pakistan when this tribal leader came up to us.
Right. And then you know what they did? They wrote a book and they've made money. That's another thing that kills me. Because you go over, something happens, and then you should sell that story. Oh, my God, you should write a book. Next thing you know, you're getting paid. And you got a check.
I'd write that book.
Yeah, better they do that than get a reality show.
But I'm just saying.
Although that would be kind of fun, Jim Coughlin's trips into places he shouldn't be. It's going to be a very, very exciting half season.
Yeah, right.
It's like the guys who went to the backcountry. They were top kayakers, and they decided to kayak through the backcountry of Africa. And they took the top guide to take them through. And little did they know that going through the backcountry, a giant, like a 22-foot croc came out of the water and just took the whole guide and just crunched him and took him under.
Oh,
and I'm
my gosh.
Why would you go through the backcountry? Have you seen the front of Africa? The front is hard. You're going through the back. There's nobody back there to protect your ass. Even if the natives aren't going back there, hey, man, hey, guana. No, don't go, no. But they didn't do that. No. I took that from old Tarzan movie. I don't know.
All right. Well, that's all right. No, I think that's a great point, actually, to segue into something that we haven't discussed on the show for like the last 3 weeks, largely because the president is so ridiculous that there have been so many other things that we've talked about, and much like the Republicans in Congress, we just haven't gotten around to health care. So we do have a few minutes left on the show, and I do want to talk about what's going on with the Republican health care replacement.
Oh my God, it's so silly. I was reading last night that Mitch McConnell is trying to threaten Republicans by saying, if we don't repeal this, we're going to have to be bipartisan.
That's the threat. They'll have to actually work with Democrats after 8 years of...
You've had 7 years to try and fix, hell, I told you that I was going to make sure that this black man did not make it. Okay, that I'm going to ruin him. And now he's got this one thing that I want to get rid of, and I can't. I've had 7 years to try and get rid of this. And, why aren't they going after the insurance companies? The insurance companies are...
Because the insurance companies pay for their campaigns. This is,
the premiums have always went up. They keep saying, the premiums are going up. They went up whenever.
They're going up less than they were before.
But they were going to go up because that's what happens when you put more people into the insurance thing and you're incorporating riskier patients, because they're going to have to pay out more because now they have to cover people who have pre-existing conditions. And that's how it works. You want to have people covered with pre-existing conditions, we're going to have to pay for their shit. So now there's more premiums. Duh. That's economics.
And you're
Let's
telling
not pretend
people
that that's...
to eat
but
the
it's
crappy
also
food, and you're guiding their way. You told Michelle Obama, how dare you tell my child what to eat? Oh, so you want your child to be obese and to continue...
Well, it's because they're obese, and they don't want to be told that their life is wrong.
They're right as an American to be obese.
Yes.
I
don't get it.
I don't get those people. So my mom's boyfriend is one of those people who's like, why'd you put something green on my plate? I don't eat vegetables. And he's sweetheart of a person, except for that thing.
Except for that,
if he listens to this
except
podcast,
for that
I'm
and his
sorry.
rickets.
I don't get these people.
And
they're like, let me eat my steak and die.
Yeah, well, okay, but you're the guy that wants to go down to the doctor, and you say, I don't want no man sticking his finger in my ass to check my prostate.
But then you get colon cancer out of nowhere, possibly because someone swore on your ass.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Call back.
It all comes around.
That's one guy told me at work. I don't like it, man. I mean, my doctor's fingers look like penises. I don't want him sticking. I was like, dude, they can do other things. They can check your crap. They can do all kinds of things to check you. Why is it that people have health care, but they will not go to the doctor?
You won't
because
go to
they're
the doctor.
afraid of what the doctor's going to tell them. Well, eat healthy. How dare you tell me how to eat? Oh, okay, but you want me to put up with your shit
this
while you
all
walk
comes
around.
down to a much bigger problem in society, which is that we don't teach people how to take failure, so they have such fragile egos that if they get told by a doctor, hey, you're eating wrong, that they're like, oh, no, I can't be told that I'm eating. I can't be told what to do. Everything I say and do must be perfect, or else my head explodes.
With everything that the Republicans are trying to, get their followers to believe, really? A doctor who probably went to a medical school at, I don't know, Harvard or one of those smart places. Are you going to believe him? Or are you going to trust me?
Oh,
come on!
Yeah.
What are you going to believe these smart experts with education and facts on their sides? Screw that! I saw something on the internet that Honey Boo Boo's Mama June said, and well, boy, it's got to be true because it's on the internet, said by Mama June. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, these are the same people who, they don't. They're getting colon. The young people are getting colon cancer now because all they eat are they're eating all this dollar food, and that shit is bad.
It is no fruit.
No fruit. No, dude. That Taco Bell shit. I had one of those. It just stuck in my chest. I could not. I was like, it was burning. Like someone was burning me with a blowtorch.
There's no logical way you should be able to get 8 small tacos for 97 cents at
Wait,
Del
where's
Taco.
This? No.
I don't know.
No,
Del Taco is so cheap. It's not. It can't possibly be actual food because actual food costs so much more money.
Yeah, I see. I am. I wouldn't necessarily say I eat healthy, but I eat much healthier than I used to. I don't smoke nearly as much as I used to. You know why? Because it wasn't working for me. For years I was just trying to do the slow suicide, And like the last time I went to the eye doctor, and they look at your retina and they can tell through the vein structure and how your blood is flowing, and that's an indicator of the rest of your health. So they're looking at my retinas, and the doctor's going, yeah, no, you've got great blood flow. So keep eating healthy, don't smoke like you're doing, and you'll be fine. And I'm like, well, I smoke, and I'm at Costco for my eye care, and I just got a hot dog on my way in here. I'm really not doing any of that, and you're telling me I'm still healthy despite all of my best efforts? Well, fuck. Yeah. So it's like, well, I'll eat healthier.
A lot of people believe, as and I'm telling you, things, when they say inflammation, that shit's real. And people need to understand that. Because when you start getting, you can't digest your food, the small intestine and everything, and you see people with IBS syndrome and all of that. That's bad digestion. You can't digest that shit. Our bodies, as we get older, that's why they keep telling men, especially men, you need fiber. You have to have it, or you can cancel Christmas. Your ass will be going out of here like what's his name from the Eagles. His body was, what's the guy's?
I don't know.
Don Henley?
Don Henley. No, the other one.
Oh, Glenn Fry. That's right. That's right.
Died because he has shit problems. His whole dietary.
So basically, if you get filled with shit, like if you get completely full of shit, you die.
Well, yeah.
So there's hope
because
that we will be free of Trump.
Yeah. You can. I mean, his intestines were inflamed.
That's why.
And it was in so much pain. Yeah.
Trump suddenly makes sense. He's just been
He's
eating fried
always
chicken and
grumpy
no
'cause
fruit
he's full of shit.
his whole life. So now he's completely full of shit.
He's backed up.
And yeah,
and you know
that's
what?
why
He don't
is.
drink.
Get that man an enema.
Yeah, he don't drink. Yeah.
Trump does an enema. Next thing you know, he's signing back onto the Paris Agreement.
That's you never know. Yeah, get him like a nice
some chia seeds.
like
There
vodka soda.
I'll do it, you guys.
And,
I'll do it
a
for
high
America.
colonic.
Fantastic.
Hey, that's the one thing though, and I worked at a bar for 5 years at a music venue bar doing security. I worked as a bartender for a couple of years.
Talk about
a lot
of all
of
trades.
a lot of time. Yeah, I've been around. It's all about the journey and other classic rock bands of the '70s. But when people point out that Trump doesn't drink, and well, that guy needs a drink. Having worked in several establishments where you're pretty well qualified to be able to say no, that guy does not need a drink. I think maybe some heroin. Yeah. I think Trump, if anything, if we're going to go into substances, let's go legal. Fine, let's get him a beer and a handful of OxyContin. He needs to mellow out. And just take if you're gonna do any chemicals, I don't think a drink. He needs a drink like Ike Turner needs it. No, ayahuasca maybe with the right guide. Trump couldn't handle shrooms.
Yeah.
That's exactly why.
See, that would be a great pay-per-view special. Trump on shrooms. I would plunk down $60 for that. That would be fun to watch. Just put him in a room with CNN. That would be lovely. That would take care of our national debt.
So we were talking about health. Yeah, healthcare. Mitch McConnell.
Yeah.
Well, I think what we've shown is that Obama, because he basically went with the most conservative plan, there's no room for them. So they don't. There's not even possibility of them passing a bill that doesn't take 24 million people off of healthcare, or provides any benefits to anybody. Right. Because their only way of doing that would be if they went the other way and went single payer.
Obama's smart.
Well,
he's smart. He did that on purpose for this reason.
Maybe.
Well, he would always say, okay, let's do it your way. He would always pick the people, or he would always pick the plan that they did, and they would never, because they did not want him to succeed.
Yeah,
and that's what that plan is. That plan is a Republican plan.
And they took in Republican amendments.
Yes. Yeah, isn't it Mitt Romney's idea? The whole thing is the way Mitt Romney executed it?
Yeah.
I would, if I may, suggest read, or if you want to go the books on tape route, but Al Franken, Senator Al Franken, has a new book Al Franken, Giant of the Senate. And he goes into great detail